You can't replace your feet. They can give you a new heart, they can give you new valves, they can do transplants on other things, but they're not good at replacing your feet. So you've got two and they need to last you a lifetime.
Well, even when I was an infant, I had flat feet. I've been limited pretty much, it feels like, my whole life because of foot pain.
I'm going to keep working, and you can't do that when your feet hurt.
They can be the cutest shoes in the world, but too much pain, you just won't do it.
For over 20 years, the Good Feet store has helped more than 1 million people live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They're all walks of life, and they have all kinds of hopes and aspirations and things they want to do.
Many Good Feet users want to share how their lives dramatically improved by wearing Good Feet arch supports.
I was walking with braces, with a cane, a walker, and had on order a wheelchair.
They're trying all kinds of things, and they're finally walking into the Good Feet store.
I was in foot pain for 20 years. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. When I drove past the Good Feet store, I thought, I'm gonna stop in. What can it hurt?
I walked across the store and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. In fact, it's funny, the other day my husband said, "Gosh, we haven't heard about your feet in a long time." And I go, "Yeah, isn't that amazing?"
There's people out there that made a product that changed people's life. And I want to share that with everyone to let them know that their lives can change as well.
These are a few of their Good Feet stories.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue. And by the time they come in our stores, unfortunately, they're almost desperate. I wish people would learn to come in sooner.
Unfortunately, certain professions are much more susceptible to foot pain. People are on their feet all day, like construction workers, doctors and nurses, retail people, teachers. They all could benefit from wearing the Good Feet arch supports.
I started noticing that at the end of my shift, the pain was so much that I couldn't really focus on my job. So it made being a waitress and being happy, a little bit tough. I was just genuinely hurting. My feet would hurt every day, but it wasn't just my feet, it was also my knees were achy. I kind of lost hope, really.
They're searching, they're grasping at straws in some cases.
And then I was driving down the freeway and I saw the Good Feet store and I decided to stop in. And I thought, I'll just give it a try.
2 to 4 weeks, most people are noticing quite a bit of relief, if not completely relieved.
Sure enough, at the end of 30 days, I was completely pain-free. And now I can bartend or wait tables or do whatever I need to do. 8 hours will fly by. I'll make sure everybody's got the drinks they need, the food they want, everyone's happy, I'm happy. So, cheers. My name is Kristen, and that's my Good Feet story.
Upwards of 80% of the population at some point in their life will have foot problems. A lot of problems we see start in the feet and they work their way up. By wearing the Good Feet arch support system and maintaining proper positioning, it puts less stress on the muscles and joints. They simply don't work as hard during the day when you're standing. So at the end of the day, you should have less fatigue, less pain.
I'm a teacher and I stand on my feet all day long, and usually by the end of the day, my back hurts.
When a person walks into the Good Feet store, we're going to take them through a personalized fitting. It really is important to be properly sized. It's not going to cost you anything to come in and at least try the product on and see how the product works. You're going to get to walk around, you're going to get to try it on, you're going to see how it works in the shoes you already have. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to help you find the right arch support.
See for yourself with a free personalized fitting from a Good Feet arch support specialist. They'll listen to your problem and select arch supports that fit your feet and your lifestyle. You'll decide if they work for you before you buy. Stop by your local Good Feet store to see how they work for you. Find the store near you at goodfeet.com.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and asked the good Lord to take me. The pain was just enough to where I was like, you know what, go do whatever. I was having other people do stuff with my kids because I couldn't. The pain was just excruciating. My Good Feet story started back in '94 when I injured my back and my left leg at the nuclear generation station. And through several surgeries and several doctors, I still had back pain and had feet pain that was astronomical. It was horrific. It felt like I was walking on knife blades. The pain was so bad at times that I would actually, in the middle of the night when I had to go to the bathroom, I literally crawled to the bathroom because I couldn't stand the pain on my feet. And when I went in to see my doctor to see how I was doing, he mentioned good feet. And my doctor said, there's something different about these. After talking to the specialist and after getting fitted, she said, I want you to try an arch support and I want you to see how you feel with it. I said, okay. So she put it in my shoe. I took the first 3-4 steps, backed up, and I cried because I couldn't believe I was walking without any pain or feeling knives in my feet.
I'm there to help. I want to help them get to their end goal, which is finding the solution so that they can get back with confidence into their lifestyle and the activities that they've literally eliminated them from their lives.
I'm not having that constant excruciating pain that I had. And they're taking my flat foot and turning it to where I'm getting an arch. So I'm getting proper balance, proper arch in my foot. And it's gave me a lot of confidence and pride in myself. It's brought my self-esteem back. I'm challenging myself to explore, to see how far I can go.
You know, our customers come and they tell me that they're so glad that they found Good Feet finally. They've been struggling trying to find a solution for their problem, and they're back and doing things that they've been wanting to do, activities, things that they've missed.
We go on hikes now. Went up to Mammoth Mountain this last summer with my daughter, something that I never thought was possible because I couldn't walk. I got to go to my daughter's graduation. I'm going to the horse ranch, watching my daughter ride horses. I'm going out in the backyard. I'm doing yard work now that I haven't done. I'm doing stuff with my church. The kids have seen that change and that confidence in Dad, and they're not worried about Dad anymore because they know that Dad's got those arch reports and they've seen the change in Dad, and they like the new Dad. My name is Dave. That's my Good Feet story.
You know, we're helping clients from 9 to 99 find the proper mix of arch supports and shoes and making sure that they're making their feet as healthy as they can be for the rest of their life.
This is the lifestyle and activities worksheet that she's filling out. We're, of course, wanting to get some basic information, but it's very important for us to be able to understand the age of the client or the customer coming in because there are specific needs as it pertains to that.
One of the things about aging successfully is to be preventative. So I went into the store 3 years ago. Ever since then, I've been using the arch supports and no pain whatsoever. I needed to be aligned. And I learned that a while back, that if you have good arch supports and your feet land the right way, you're taking good care of yourself.
At Good Feet, we have 20 different styles of supports and over 300 different sizes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so we can really address all of the different shoe styles. So whether it's tennis shoes, slip-on dress shoes, flat heels, work boots, skates, different ways of working out, we have the ability to address those needs.
There's different levels of support. There's different thicknesses and styles of devices that goes in the shoes. So we can use a product for someone who needs high heels to our athletes who need to run in them.
The idea of not being able to run anymore, every time I put my feet down, it just felt like it was a sharp pain in my arch. So I went to the Good Feet store to try to figure it out. The fitting was really about supplying me with an arch support that fit my lifestyle. I've just completed 3.5 marathons in 72 days. What do you got? I'm Mike, and that's my Good Feet story.
There's a wide range of choices available so that there should be a product out there that fits into what shoe you need it to work in.
Women's shoes are amazing. I love shoes. They call you, and so you go, I have to have that shoe. And so you go and grab them. But they don't really make them to fit, to be comfortable. It's terrible when you buy a pair of shoes and you get home and you wear them a couple of times and then you never wear them again. They're the cutest shoes. That's why you buy them, because they look good. And when you put them on in the store, it's like, wow, okay, my foot fits. I can walk around, we're good. You spend a few hours in those, not so good anymore.
Being a woman, we like our shoes. I have the fashion that I want. I just put the function that I need into it. We all have a closet full of shoes. You buy the shoe, it feels okay in the store, it's cute. You take it home, you wear it for a day, maybe 2, and you realize it kills your feet.
But you look fabulous, so you deal with the pain. But then you're walking around and you don't look that great because you're starting to hunch and you're starting to grimace. And after your feet hurt, they don't fit in your shoes the same. The arch supports change that. It's a lot easier to walk around.
The neat thing about the Good Feet arch supports is by controlling and stabilizing the foot inside the shoe, you can make that shoe that was uncomfortable sometimes more comfortable. So if you've invested in shoes that are sitting in your closet, you should be able to wear them.
I'd say Good Feet helped with all of my great shoes, all of my great looking shoes that didn't fit. I'm much more confident walking around, and I'm smiling, and I know I look good. I know I look good. My name is Ava, and that's my Good Feet story.
If the customer would at least give us the opportunity to try the arch support on, you get to walk around in our store before you even decide whether you're going to buy it. I don't know where you can do that.
For over 20 years, we've helped relieve or even eliminate foot, knee, hip, and back pain with our personally fitted arch supports. See for yourself with a free, no-obligation fitting from an arch support specialist. Stop by your local Good Feet store to see how they work for you. Find the store near you at goodfeet.com.
What you're buying in the drugstore is accommodative. They're generally soft, and you're buying it based on your shoe size. Your shoe size is not your arch length. Everybody is different. Every foot is different. Every customer's tolerance is different. It really is important to be properly sized.
I was in foot pain for 20 years. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. When I drove past the Good Feet store, I thought, I'm going to stop in. What can it hurt? They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet, not somebody else's feet. And you just knew, like your feet just, when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah.
I'm a salesman. I've pounded the pavement 35 years, literally. I'm going to keep working, and you can't do that when your feet hurt. Before I got the arch supports from Good Feet store, I was in pain just about all day long.
Most people are coming in because they have a problem to solve, and they've been looking for a solution.
My legs ached, my feet hurt. It was just sometimes unbearable.
And they're looking to you with almost hope in their eyes. You've got to be able to help me. I'm ready to dive in there and help them find a solution to their problem.
When I walked into the Good Feet store, I was greeted and asked what I was there for, and I said my feet hurt. And they says, well, let's see if we can do something about that. And after about 3 weeks of wearing them, the pain had really dissipated. It just amazing. You can't fool the salesman, and I'm sold. It's the real deal. My name is Val, and that's my Good Feet story.
Many of my patients come in with pain that prevents them from doing their day-to-day activities, like playing golf, going to the gym, going to the playground with the kids. And that's where the Good Feet arch support system is so critical in allowing these patients to go back to their normal day-to-day activities pain-free and start to enjoy life again without worrying about their foot pain.
When a person comes in for a free personal fitting at the Good Feet store, we're going to sit them down and spend a little bit of time getting to know them. We need to understand what their work environment is like, their activities, the styles of shoes that they like to wear the most, and then we're going to help match them to products that are going to help ultimately work to solve their problems. It's not going to cost you anything to come in and at least try the product on and see how it works. Just takes 20 minutes.
You know, we found that 74% of our customers are on their feet 4 hours a day. And they work in a variety of jobs, from retail sales to construction. They're restaurant cooks or they're school teachers. Your feet behave differently when you're standing than when you're walking. Standing in one spot for long periods of time can often be worse on your feet than walking long distances. That's because you're using a few muscles for a long period of time to support your body weight, compared to spreading the weight among various muscles while in motion. So if you walk a lot throughout the day, you put the force in as much as 5 times of your body weight on each foot. The foot doesn't absorb that shock or redistribute properly, you can have problems elsewhere. That's what makes Good Feet so unique and different. We're literally supporting the foot in all of its arches, allowing the foundation to be properly supported, which gives us improved balance, support, and comfort.
I'm Taylor, and I'm a club volleyball player, and I'm pretty good at it. I really like, getting up the balls that are really short, in the corner. I love just flinging my body, getting the ball up. It's just amazing for me. I just love, my team, the support. I just really love volleyball. A couple months before my volleyball season started, I started getting these pains in my foot, like sometimes whenever I ran or walked, in the middle of my foot it felt like it was ripping in half. So then volleyball season started, and it really progressed and got way worse. My sister and my dad actually got them before me, and that's how I kind of knew about Good Feet. So I told my mom, she took me into Good Feet, and well, now I could just run without thinking that my foot's tearing in half. It's way better. It just feels really good when you get like a really good dig up to the setter and like they hit it, we get the point. Or when, ball's in the corner and I fling myself and I get it up and everybody's cheering, it just feels so good. I want to be on the women's national team, and I'm pretty sure that Good Feet is going to help me get there. My name's Taylor, and that's my Good Feet story.
I love flowers. I like pansies. I like snapdragons. I like dahlias. I like any kind of flower that has a lot of color. And I wasn't able to go out and plant flowers. I wasn't able to go out and do anything. It was a shooting pain from my foot, and it went right up my leg. When you can't walk and you're in pain every place you go and everything that you do, pretty soon it was just wearing on me. I had like 6 or 7 pair of shoes in my car because I would put a pair of shoes on and I would wear them until I couldn't stand the pain. Then I'd move them to another pair of shoes.
They've been buying different shoes. They think the shoes are going to solve the problem. They keep going up in price point on the footwear. Well, maybe I just need a better shoe.
I felt hopeless. I felt like, oh my gosh, is this the end of what I'm going to be able to do for my life?
And when you're able to help show them how simple it really is to just put an orthotic in your shoe and actually change your life for the better.
So I went to the Good Feet store. I walked across a piece of paper in pain, and I was fitted and got to see for myself that I was going to be pain-free.
It's unbelievable how quickly the product changes some things for some people. It's a couple of steps walking around in the showroom, and suddenly they are pain-free. And when that happens, that's great because obviously the product's doing what it's designed to do.
If I couldn't walk through my garden and I had to stay in the house all day, I can't even imagine how terrible I'd feel. Walking is the most important thing. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
I suffered with plantar fasciitis for 20 years. I had pain, I had discomfort, I had instability, I was grumpy because my foot hurt. And when your feet hurt, everything else hurts. And so 20 years of suffering is long enough. Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense. It can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel to protect it. In the meantime, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles. I mean, just, drugstore insoles, custom insoles, buying all these insoles.
I'm not here to just give you a piece of plastic to stick in your shoe. I mean, if that's what you want, you can go do that off the internet. You can go do it in a drugstore.
And I spent thousands of dollars. I really, truly did spend thousands of dollars.
I'm here to help you find the products that are comfortable and ultimately give you the long-term solution that you've been looking for.
Eventually, I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. And I thought, why not? Give it a try. They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them in shoes until they found the perfect ones for my feet. And that was pretty neat because they took almost 2 hours to do that. They didn't rush me out of there. They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. And I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind.
Arch supports really need to be fit with precision. You need to be addressing their particular foot type. You need to be addressing their lifestyle, and you need to be able to match them to those unique features about them.
And it really did make a big difference. I mean, really, really helped. It made my foot not hurt. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. I wear them in all of my shoes. Makes me so happy. I'm TERESA, and that's my Good Feet story.
Relieving pain caused by plantar fasciitis is just one reason why people come to the Good Feet store. Foot problems can also cause knee, hip, or back discomfort. Find out if we can help you with a free personalized fitting from one of our arch support specialists. Stop by your local Good Feet store to see how they work for you. Find the store near you at goodfeet.com.
That's what makes Good Feet so unique and different, is that we have an opportunity to be able to properly size the foot. In addition to sizing the foot, we go through a very, very extensive, detailed background, as we talked earlier, regarding the activities and lifestyle sheet. And then, of course, in addition to that, we do an imprint and we do a balancing exercise. And on that balancing exercise, as you can see, we're literally supporting the foot in all of its arches, allowing the foundation to be properly supported, which gives us improved balance, support, and comfort. Good Feet in the USA manufactures over 20 different styles of supports in over 300 different sizes. So we literally can size to the millimeter for a person's arch.
This woman walks in, she's literally got tears coming out of her eyes, and she's telling me, I've got a trip planned in December, I'm going to Turkey, I'm gonna be walking and walking and walking. I've wanted to go there my entire life, and I can't walk, and I don't know what to do, so help me. And I helped her. She called me a couple of weeks ago and told me what a wonderful time she had on her trip. She had the time of her life, was virtually pain-free, and called to tell me that I had literally saved her life in her mind. I'm gonna cry. You just can't replace that. What we do ends up for us on the floor really ends up being very emotional.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain. It just hurts all the time. It feels like your foot is squeezing on itself. When I drove past the Good Feet store, I thought, I'm going to stop in. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet that were personally fitted just for me. Then it was like, okay, this is something special. These make a difference.
As a traveling salesman, I average about 200,000 miles a year as far as flying. And in between that, you've got to walk around from car centers to hotels. That's a lot of walking around from client to another hotel. You're constantly on your feet, day in and day out. It takes its toll. My feet were hurting so bad, I had plantar fasciitis. So I saw a commercial, the Good Feet store. Going into the Good Feet store that morning that I made the appointment, a gentleman helped me out. We sat down, he kind of asked me some questions, and I told him that I was hurting from my feet. It was going up to my knees and from my knees to my back. So they listened to me and asked me the questions that I needed, and then they measured me and set me up with some arch supports that I needed for my size of my feet. They let me walk around the store first and try it out in my own shoes, and I walked around and I could definitely feel the difference, and I said, no, it can't be true. But it was true, it did definitely help. I'm ADOLFO, and that's my Good Feet story.
Something was up a while back when I was walking and running a lot. The pain traveled from my feet all the way up to my knees, and then it started affecting my back. I mean, I just wasn't in alignment. Good Feet to me was a way to prevent pain and the possibility of not walking. You know, sometimes you walk into a store and you feel like it's a sales pitch. But that wasn't the case here. She really got into the nitty-gritty of my lifestyle so that she could truly help me. Ever since then, I've been using the arch supports, no pain. These are my feet. They're worth it. So where I used to run and walk at a slower pace, I go so fast sometimes my shoelaces untie, and I am not kidding. It's true, my shoelaces go. Does that happen to anybody else? I'm Joy. And that's my Good Feet story.
Being a letter carrier and walking 20,000 steps, which equals up to about 10 miles a day, it's tough. If you've ever had sciatica with your hip and the corner of your hamstring just jumping all by itself and your toes going to sleep, you just have no clue. I'd had as many epidurals that I could possibly have in 1 year. That was scary. Well, I've been delivering letters to the Good Feet store for over 6 years, and the expert there finally convinced me to try their arch supports. So I put them on, I did what she told me to, And lo and behold, I have no more back problems.
When you're able to help bring something to their life like that, when you're able to help them work more efficiently, more comfortably, they go home at the end of the day not as drained.
The people at the Good Feet store really educated me about what the arch supports could actually do, since I really didn't have feet problems, I had back problems. I can do pretty much anything now. I've lost like 25 pounds just because I've been able to start exercising again. It's just a totally different life that I'm looking at. It's a joy to go back to work again the next day. I'm Keith, and that's my Good Feet story.
We kind of joke in our stores about how Good Feet, careful, caution, Good Feet may cause spontaneous hugging, just because our customers hug us all the time, which is really nice.
You know the old saying, if your feet ain't happy, you're not happy, because that is so true. Once your feet are happy, your whole body's going to be happy.
It was pretty shocking to realize that up until that point, I'd been in so much pain, and suddenly I'm completely pain-free.
The difference in the pain that I had prior to this and what I have now, it's unbelievable.
I wore them for a couple of weeks, and I still wanted to put them in my shoes. Then it was like, okay, this is something special.
The Good Feet store let me try on the arch support, and then I took them out on the street for a run around the building, and when I came back, it was a no-brainer.
I never have taken them off, and I have had no pain since the day I bought them.
I've got the confidence in my step now. That's something that I didn't have.
Stuck in the arch supports, and I felt so much better. I'd walk around, I didn't have that heaviness, it was lighter, I felt better. I stood up, I smiled, I felt good.
Well, now I could just run without thinking that my foot's tearing in half. It's way better.
I can't imagine not walking. Good Feet to me was a way to prevent pain and the possibility of not walking, and that's just not okay with me.
I've tried every single thing that you can think of, and this is the first thing that's ever worked. Where I would be without them, I have no clue. The future I can see now. I couldn't see it before.
They're thankful that they found Good Feet, but as somebody who works for Good Feet, I never would have thought that I would have had the emotional rewards that I get. I go home every day proud of what I've done.
Good Feet arch supports are available exclusively at the Good Feet store. For over 20 years, our personally fitted arch supports have helped to relieve, even eliminate, foot, knee, hip, and back pain. We offer a free personalized fitting so you can see for yourself. Stop by your local Good Feet store to see how they work for you. Find the store near you at goodfeet.com.